again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Brown's Latest. I'm Dave Grendzynski, but you can call me Grizzer if you'd like. And this is where we get you caught up on some of the latest news and tidbits that we say are tied to our favorite team in the National Football League. That is, of course, the Cleveland Browns, the elf on the wall, and the sign above him should have told you. Thank you to everybody who has liked our previous episodes, who has subscribed to the channel, all of you who are members of the Browns Latest Dog Pound, and thank you to everybody who gets their comments down there in the viewer comment section. Now, coming up on today's show, why this game against the Jets tomorrow should be considered a must-win for the Browns. Also, there is a ton of pressure being put on our team this week by the outside media. The prediction pen is here. Of course, the prediction pen is here, and it will provide us with tomorrow's headlines today. But, as we always do, the first question it gets every Saturday is, will this be a good show? Without a doubt. All right, there we go. We're off to a hot start with the prediction pen. I like it. And then down in the viewer comments, why Kevin Stefanski won't get fired? All right. Sounds pretty confident to me. We'll find out what they mean. But hey, first things first. The good news, Schlesinger and Fannin Jr. both practiced. Bond didn't, though. But Shador will be the backup. He made it through practice again, so he was trending in the right direction, as we told you. And sure enough, he will be QB2. And offensive line coach Mike Bloomgren said, hey, listen, we don't care who's there or who's not. Remember, they traded Sauce and Quinnen Williams earlier this week. The Jets did. But he says, we're preparing for the structure of the Jets defense, not a particular player. So, all right, well, that's good because I think this is a must-win game. We're going to wear the white shirts with the white pants, which is, okay, that's fine. Hopefully we're not waving the white flag after this game because it'll be bad. Remember, the Browns have lost 12 straight road games. They have not won since week 2 of last year at Jacksonville on the road. So this is going to be a tough task because here's the thing. Here's why I think this is a must-win game. If you win this game, you set yourself up for a potential playoff run. And you're probably like, geez, oh man, this guy, crazy. This Grizzer. But look, let's look at the schedule. You beat the Jets, and then you got Baltimore. Yeah. But we got them at home, so that helps. Then you get to go beat the Raiders. San Francisco sketchy on the road typically, and who knows if Purdy will be back yet. Then you get the stinky Titans, the Bears, who have absolutely no defense whatsoever, the Bills, and then we get Pittsburgh at home, so that helps. And then, we should have beat Cincinnati once already, and Burrow's gone now. So, and we should know all of Super Joe's secrets, right? So, when you look at it, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 out of this list of 9 games are winnable. And who knows? Anything can happen against Buffalo. You're set this, but it starts with this win. If you don't win, if you don't beat the Jets, you're done. It's over. You're never going to catch the pack. So this is a must-win game. And not only is it for playoff hopes, but also if they lose this game, Kevin Stefanski, if the offense looks bad again with Tommy Rees calling the plays, and if it's on Gabriel, if he looks bad, again. This is now we're into total blow it up mode, man. Let's go. Make Schwartz the head coach, get Kevin out of there, and let's move on. That's where I'm at if they lose this game. But here's the thing. I'm not the only one putting that kind of pressure on the Browns. It's the national media. There isn't a person on this planet, I think, that doesn't think we're going to beat the Jets tomorrow. It's just not. Nobody thinks we're going to. Look at this. These are all the national pundits. Looks like a slot machine across the board. Sporting news, CBS Sports, Cleveland.com, you name it, from local to national and across America. Everybody loves the Browns. So more pressure on this team to win. I mean, everybody's looking at this game and going, look, the Jets are done. They traded away their two best players on defense. This team is going to roll over. There's going to be no fight in this team, maybe initially, but if you could get up on them a score or two, they're going to roll over and play dead. It's going to be over. So a lot of pressure going into, boy, oh boy, very rarely do you ever have a team that's 2-6 and has a game where they face a ton of pressure and is considered a must-win. But this is Cleveland, where everything is possible. So that's where we stand. Now, let's find out what is really going on. It's time to get the answers straight from the pen. The prediction pen is here. And we just mentioned Tommy Reese will be calling the plays, as we know. And the first question for the prediction pen today is, will Tommy Reese's play calls be better than Kevin Stefanski's? No brainer. I'm telling you, this prediction pen knows what it's talking about. I'm telling you. You guys think it's just like a gag or a bit that I do. I don't know. I make a lot of life decisions with this pen. Next question. Will Dillon Gabriel complete more than 2 passes over 20 yards in the air? Not for $1 million. Okay, so I guess his 4.9 yards per average pass is going to stay intact. Okay, well, what about total yards? Will Dillon Gabriel throw for more than 200 yards against the Jets? If you're lucky. That's true. If we're lucky, I mean, it's a must-win. If he throws for over 200 yards, that would make you think that we're going to win the game, right? All right, here's another one. Here's another good question. Tommy Reese is calling the play, so I would expect us to be running the ball a lot more since Kevin Stefanski doesn't understand what it means to have a good running back, and he's so worried about analytics and resting our guys instead of just running him into the ground. But here we go. Will Quinshon Judkins top 100 yards rushing versus the Jets? Not for $1 million. But that doesn't mean he's going to have a bad day. Remember, he had 85 yards against Miami, and we rolled. So could be one of those games, too. We could get up big, and he pulls them out. So it doesn't mean that's not such a bad thing that he won't get to 100 yards. Just don't bet it. All right, this is another good question. Here we go. Will Jerry Jeudy finally have a 100-yard receiving game against New York? Well, if Dillon is throwing for over 200, somebody's got to be catching these passes, right? So will Jerry Jeudy finally have a 100-yard receiving game tomorrow against the Jets? Dude, no way. Okay, well, still. Doesn't mean he won't have a decent game, right? I mean, shoot, his over and under total is probably going to be around 50-something. So I'll take that. Bet the over on his receiving yards. I think they're going to feed him a little bit, for sure. Especially early on, just to get his mojo going. All right. Justin Fields has not thrown an interception all season long, but now he gets to face the Brownies defense. And so the question for the prediction pen is, will Justin Fields throw his first interception of the season against the Browns? Without a doubt. What? Bet it. Fields is throwing an interception. You'll probably get good number on that, too, tomorrow. If he hasn't thrown one all year, that number's probably plus money. I'm betting that. Let's go. All right. And then the question we have all been waiting for. Here it is. Will the Browns, in a must-win situation, will the Browns beat the Jets at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey? Not for $1 million. That is not good. Prediction pen, you were doing so well until then. I don't know what happened. Not for $1 million, but we have to win, prediction pen. Brother. It's going back into shop. Apparently something's off. I got to get it recalibrated or something. There's no way we're losing to the Jets, prediction pen. We got Tommy Boy calling the plays now. Are you kidding me? Come on. Be better. You're better than that, prediction pen. Go run some laps. All right. Now, one thing that would never, ever, ever have to run laps, and you know where I'm going with this, the viewer comments. And we'll start today with Graham 7914, who says, the abuse of power has real-time consequences. After 6 seasons, Haslam, DePodesta, Barry, and Stefanski are seeing the consequences of gravity's downward spiral on their poor choices. Yeah, I mean, we hired DePodesta back in February of 2016, and this team might be worse. Remember, DePodesta was the one who orchestrated the 1-31. So, involved in the Freddie Kitchens hiring and all that. Like, what a complete waste of money, man. That's the other thing with this team, man. Not only is it the decisions on players and not being able to find a quarterback and everything that you see on the field, it's the decisions we make off the field as well. All the dead money, the cap space, all the, and then guys that have no effect, like Holmgren paying him gazillions and him just walking away with our money, and this DePodesta guy. Like, unbelievable, man. It is just sickening, man, when you sit down and think about it. Harold Mitchell, 3927. This is the beginning of the end of the current staff. And that's what I wonder secretly. So you have play calling change hands, right? And then in the same week, DePodesta pieces out for the Colorado Rockies. I don't know, man. I said it yesterday. I'll say it again today. Where there's smoke, there's fire. I mean, this could be starting to unravel a bit because Barry and Stefanski are tied to DePodesta. And so maybe, could all be connected. I'm hoping it's the beginning of the end of this. It's got to be, man. I hope Haslam woke up and said, wait a minute, we got to fix this, man. And it starts with the front office. All right, Avery G, 3916 says, I don't think Kevin will get fired. This is what we teased at the top. Avery G says, I don't think Kevin will get fired, but unfortunately for him, the favoritism he showed Watson lost him the locker room, and now again with Dillon. Uninspired football from a team that doesn't trust the coach. That'll be the next step, right? So if Tommy Reese goes in there and starts calling plays and the offense looks incredibly better, if you're not a player, how do you not look at, do you really know what you're doing, Kevin, at all? Because look at the Tommy boy. We just put up 49 points. Like, I mean, I know it's the Jets, but I mean, like, you couldn't do that. You couldn't even get 20 on Miami, barely. Couldn't even barely broke 100 yards rushing against Miami, the worst rush defense in the league. So that's what I mean. There's all these the game within the game tomorrow that's going to be going on. You got to pay attention to, man. Like, it's, there's a lot. There's going to be a lot of little things to be watching as this game unfolds, and then also after the game, however it ends up, man. If they lose, whoo-wee, look out if they lose. Okay, Steven Stone, 17. Justin Fields is a good quarterback. It just hasn't had the coaching other than 1 year with Tomlin, and the same could be said about his offensive line. He may not get you 300 in the air, but he's very capable of 300 all-purpose yards. And Steven Stone, here's what I'll say to that. If he was any good, he'd be somebody's franchise quarterback. He wouldn't be bouncing around the league. And if Tomlin gets you and doesn't want to keep you, that tells me everything I need to know, because he has turned a lot less into a lot more. And so you come on, man. Sorry, Steven. We are going to agree to disagree on this. I've never felt that Justin Fields was a good quarterback because all he can do is run. And in this league, it's a passing league. And if you have a quarterback that can't pass like us right now, then you're in trouble. And so that's why you need a quarterback who can sling it, and run it as well. I mean, geez, look at these guys now. May and Nix and all these guys. Dart, look at them. They're all running around. Even Mahomes. Mahomes is not a running quarterback, but he runs when he has to. Allen, too. I mean, Allen is not a running quarterback. It's not like they're, yes, they draw up something. Like, he does some quarterback draws and things like that. He'll sneak in that. Hurts is the same way. Like, they pick and choose their spots. They're just real smart about the way they run. That's what you need, man. You got to have both. Rocky Trump -E102J says, starts as a handle, ends as a password, says, teams are good for a reason and bad for a reason. And I say, we seem to have a lot of reasons why we're bad. So not just one. We go next level, Rocky Trump. So we just don't pick one reason that makes us bad. We got a bunch. You got a head coach that doesn't really, let's see. GM, bad picks, spending money, cap space, Watson. Oh, Manziel, let Baker go. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot. I don't know if I have time to list them all. But how about teams are good for a reason, and in the Browns' case, bad for a lot of reasons. How about that, Rocky Trump? Thanks for the take. Appreciate it. And we will end today on Steve Miller, 9675. Now, Steve Miller wrote, "Your optimism is unmatched," which I responded, "I went to one of your concerts. I thought it was the Steve Miller of Steve Miller Band." But then Steve Miller wrote back, "Ha, I did have a girl believing he was my dad back in high school." So, not Steve Miller. I mean, I had to ask, had to find out. I mean, a lot of people seem to watch the show around the world. And so, but if Steve Miller, if you are actually watching, I mean, that's great. I did go to one of your concerts when in Columbus. And so, but that's great that you told them that. My brother and I, like, we have these bumps on our heads, and we used to tell people, girls in high school, that we were conjoined, and that was the scar. And so some of them fell for it. Same sort of thing. So I'm with you, Steve Miller. I feel it. Okay, that's gonna do it. Now, prediction pen. Come on, man. Like, don't pay attention to prediction pen. All the other ones were great. He nailed that. If the prediction pen gets this one right, Kevin should just stay in New York. He should go help put up the big Christmas tree. It'll be coming in a couple weeks from that farm in Pennsylvania. I'm telling you, it'll be bad. It will be bad. All right, we'll be here before the game for the breakdown. We'll do our what to watch fors, our keys, our bold predictions. We'll do it all. Don't worry, we'll be here. Go Browns! We'll see you next time.